Well, the gist of Minx controversy is getting even worse now, as now Minx has responded. Cutie Cinderella's story isn't lining up, so to speak. Sykkuno and XQC have jumped in here. I mean, the whole Twitch world has just been completely shaken up by this one drink. This one drink that Minx had at this party. It's caused everybody to lose their minds. And yeah, like I said, the drama from this is just amazing.
So Minx is on Twitter now. She's making some tweets that are a little bit sus to kind of catch your eye a little bit.
Yeah.
She said 21 hours ago, just yesterday, she said deleting DMs is sus.
Oh shit, it's getting dramatic here. Yeah, this person, every time I click on a Minx tweet, especially about this situation, this person's always in the replies.
Like a cutie, like alt account or something.
Yeah, Cutie Cinderella's alt. Joking, of course.
They said people using a seizure they didn't have as an excuse for ruining a party that cost someone $50,000 is sus.
Owned.
And then Minx says, but I did have a seizure. Who said I didn't? And then
the screenshot of this very quickly deleted tweet from Cutie Cinderella, which the way Minx responds to this is acting like this is the first time she's seen this tweet. We covered this tweet in our last video.
Yeah.
Right? But I guess Minx didn't see it or is pretending not to at the very least, because she responds and says, this is insane. I have people who saw I was pushed and saw me having a seizure. I have a hospital report. Like, if Cutie didn't block me, I'd love to ask her about this because they said she wasn't even there. And then somebody points out on stream that Cutie said on stream she deleted that tweet because she didn't know for sure.
Yeah.
Which is stunning if true. I mean,
then why are you, it's a little bit weird to like make a tweet so boldly and claim you did not have a seizure.
Yeah, it seems like Cutie was really high in that social media because she was like just stomping on Minx, like, you have a problem, I tried to help you, blah, blah, blah. So everybody is like, okay, Cutie automatically is like a great person here. So it seems like she might have been a little bit high on the Twitter fumes and started just going a little overboard and just slandering Minx.
Slandering her. Yeah, I mean, she went on stream, I think the next day afterwards and mentioned the seizure. And this is her saying that she didn't know for sure whether it happened.
Yeah, take a listen to this.
You know, it's a neighborhood disturbance, and so then the party gets shut down. There's no seizure before that point. I've seen her tweet about a seizure. Maybe she had a seizure in the ambulance. I do not know. I cannot speak to that. However, regardless of someone having a seizure or not, she had promised me she wouldn't drink. You can't trust addicts. You also, it's the nuance of giving someone a second, third, fourth, fifth fucking chance because you love them and you think they've changed because they promise you.
So that's what Cutie says there. Now, her recollection of events, you know, some streamers actually challenged this. There was Sykkuno, who Cutie Cinderella claims that Minx tried to push this guy into the pool and was super, like, aggressive while drunk.
Yeah, in the Hassan clip, that's where they were talking about. She was like, she was pushing heaters in the pool. She was trying to push people in the pool. And then she
making Minx out to be like an animal. But Sykkuno himself in this clip kind of is like, no, that didn't really happen. This wasn't actually that big of a deal. And you can just hear him.
Yeah, guys, I didn't, Minx happened. Yeah, she didn't, people were asking me, they're like, did she try and throw you in the pool and kill you? And I was like, no.
Okay, everyone come.
I don't think that didn't happen to me.
Listen to my call. All right, please.
I think there's probably a weird like telephone thing that happened because this is my experience with the show. Basically, I was chilling by the pool with Connor, and Minx just wanted to go swimming. I think she was just drank too much probably. And she said she wanted to go swimming. So me and Connor just grabbed her and made her not jump in the pool.
Don't do anything.
And maybe from like far away, it was maybe someone thought it looked like she was trying to get us in the pool. And then it just seemed to me like she just drank a lot.
Cancer like dialogue talking over each other. He does admit that, you know, obviously she had too much to drink and they pushed her, or they made sure she didn't jump in the pool, but he doesn't really seem like he, you know, oh, she was nuts, she was just causing a disturbance, she had to be removed from the situation. They were just like, oh, she's a little hammered.
And she wanted to swim, but we stopped her because
dangerous.
I mean, yeah, the way he's framing it is basically
dude, I love that this is drama. Like, they're dissecting, like, this party and, like, oh, did she drink too much? Is she a bad person here? The fact that this is even drama just shows how, like, childish everyone in this situation really probably is, you know? But it's also interesting, too, because it seems like Cutie got mad mostly just because she was drunk and not actually because she did anything major.
Yeah, well, from what we see, we don't know. I mean, there could be more to it, but from what Sykkuno is saying here,
yeah,
someone being really drunk in a party and trying to swim, that's not necessarily shut the party down type deal. I mean, maybe if you're Cutie and you're upset at her because of the whole texting and stuff, sure, but out of context, it's not necessarily that big of a deal.
Well, also, Kitty wasn't even there. It sounded like she was forced to interact and just see her drunk mess of a friend embarrass herself. You know, she wasn't even there. So...
Yeah, I think, well, she was at the party, but I don't think she was around in that moment when that was happening. And also,
like by the pool and
yeah,
stuff.
she was by the pool. And also, other people are saying that she wasn't there when the seizure was happening. So she doesn't really give a full exact like recollection of her events, like where she was at. But she just claims to know everything that was happening. XQC, however, was by Minx right before she got taken away on a stretcher. And so he gives the stake here.
I was there from the moment that she I guess she was on the ground to whenever they took her out in the stretcher. She was just complete unresponsive, right? Before the dudes get there and starting, you know, like doing their thing. Well, I sat down and I tried to be like, you know, yo, are you there? And try to really try to connect. And
yo, he just saw her like unconscious, limp body on the ground. He was just like,
Yo, there?
You there, dude?
You there?
Bruh.
If she's around, you know, like there, and well, I'm telling you. She just wasn't. It was just GG. Okay, there's no.
It was GG. It was GG. Jesus.
No saving it. It was just like, you know, when you're drunk, right? Well, that's like almost about to go into a coma. Just come in. I mean, you know, she's breathing, but she's just not there, man. And then dudes get there, and then they sit her down. So I don't know what is it about the seizure thing. Because I don't know how seizures work.
Amazing.
Yeah. But no, so when it comes to seizures, to go back a little bit since he brought it up, a seizure isn't always necessarily that you have it and you're just like, oh, like freaking out like all over the place. There's different kinds of seizures that you can have. Like there's seizures where it almost just kind of shuts your brain off for a second and it's not as visual to have it. So it's totally possible. And it's also usually triggered by alcohol. It's totally possible she could have had a seizure at the party, even though Cutie, even in her response stream, is saying no seizure happened there, maybe in the hospital or maybe on the way to the hospital. I mean, that's just not true. It's very obviously easily could have happened at the party as well.
Right.
And so yeah, XQC had a little bit more to say about like Minx and their kind of relationship. He didn't specifically name them, but it's pretty obvious he's talking about Minx and Cutie.
Yeah. Listen to this, because we have some stuff to say about this.
You know, I feel like a lot of times people, how do I say this? People will like tell her to stop drinking and people will like try to help, but they don't actually help. I'm not throwing people under the bus, okay? I don't know what really happened. This is my perspective about the people that are around Minx over the years, over the months, or I guess that I've known. People will like, you know, be like, oh, like, stop drinking, but they're not like actually helping at all. Well, let me, bro, stop. It's just how it is, okay? It's just my view on it.
Okay, I kind of see what he's getting at here. He doesn't explain it very well, but I noticed that in our first Minx video, a lot of the comments we're sitting here talking about, they seem very divided on whether or not blasting Minx publicly or just an alcoholic in general is a good idea to get them to stop drinking, or if that's going to do nothing and in fact just keep them down that same path of just drinking away their problems, because now you're just making their life worse. And what do they use when their life is worse? Alcohol. So aren't you just kind of fucking them even harder by just ruining their life? It kind of reminds me because, you know, Eugenia Cooney, you know, the super anorexic girl, people do the same thing with her. They'll sit there and think like, maybe if we expose her and shit on her for being anorexic, that will get her to eat more. Yeah. And to me, that just seems like you want to bully her, but you want to come off as righteous and not as like a prick. Yeah. Just bully her if you want to do that, but don't come off as like, oh no, I'm insulting her for a good reason because it'll build her constructively into a better person. It's like, come on, dude. Yeah. Just be honest with what you really want to do. You just want to pick on somebody, which is fine, sure. But, you know, just be honest about your intentions. Don't lie and say you're doing it to be a good person. So I kind of feel like what XQC is pointing at here is a lot of that same behavior where people will be so quick to moralize about, you know, her addiction and give her advice like, Minx, you need to listen to me and do this, so that they can hear somebody, say that drinking is bad? Yeah. Really? That's your hot take as a streamer? That's not going to change the world. Nobody cares. You're just doing that to sound like a good person and also to condemn somebody because everybody loves to shit on people, but you're doing it in a way that's like morally justified or seen as cool by the Twitch chat. Yeah, and also in this clip, not only in this exact situation, but XQC is talking about like over the past couple months and past couple years, the people around Minx have done this. So it almost makes you think like maybe there's more behind the scenes that X might know about that they've like tried to help Minx, but
it really doesn't do anything, or maybe he's saying that like when Cutie's talking about I've tried everything behind the scenes, I've tried to help. Maybe X is saying, well, you really haven't. I have no idea. There seems like there might be something he's kind of hinting at here, but he doesn't want to necessarily.
Yeah, he doesn't want to burn bridges. Twitch is a very friendship-heavy platform. On YouTube, everybody's off in their own little communities, doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But on Twitch, they're all part of the same sphere. So XQC probably doesn't want to like go nuclear and give his real thoughts, but he is kind of indicating that, yeah, he sees a lot of this sort of weird stuff where people like, you know, oh, I need to help, you know, this person online. It's like either I mean, do you really want to help them, first of all? And is your advice really improving anything? No.
They also probably encourage it too. I mean, there's a lot of times where people encourage.
Well, yeah, exactly. People turned Minx into the sort of drunk lolcow woman streamer that's, you know, crazy and does all this stupid shit.
Yeah.
They play into that narrative when it's like profitable or when, you know, it makes sense to.
There's little clips of like other streamers like dumping alcohol into Minx's mouth and like doing shit like playing up to the whole.
How much do these people really care? It's like, come on.
They invited her to parties with a ton of alcohol around, including the after party.
She was literally being offered drinks.
Yeah, that was literally the criticism that one of the criticisms Cutie got. It's like, well, yeah, you invited us to the after party, but you also brought an addict that you know is an addict around a bunch of alcohol at an after party.
Yeah, and what do influencers do at parties? They get drunk, okay? Trust me, everyone's drunk.
Yeah.
All right. When I met Minx at the party like a few months ago after the Brandon fight, everybody was drinking. Yeah. Okay. So that's all they do. There is no like, oh, well, just because you go to a party doesn't mean you have to indulge in alcohol. Everybody else is.
Right. And she still did follow the advice of don't do it at the event. I mean, that's why Minx recalls that. She's like, I turned down drinks at the event. There's obviously a miscommunication here. And then Minx, I mean, she clearly got ahead of herself, drank too much, but is it really, we don't even know what the situation is now. It looks like it's kind of, story's changing. It's like,
I mean, I can see why Cutie would be upset. I can see, you know, obviously we're not taking back. I mean, Minx is an alcoholic.
Yeah,
let's just
struggle with that.
We're not taking anything really back from the first video.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'd definitely say I still agree that she needs help, but like the situation itself might be a little more exaggerated than necessarily was presented at first.
Right.
Clearly by the Sykkuno.
And big surprise, you know, Twitch streamers, you know, dramatizing a simple conflict or miscommunication, turning it into, you know, just an LSF.
Like content farm.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they complain about LSF. They're like, why is this subreddit so popular? It's like, well, you feed them every day.
Yeah.
Now, folks, we got some new super things comments to read. So like we said before, if you drop a super thanks, we will read them all. Our first super things came from Jax Media, who we criticized pretty heavily in our Orion video. Unfortunate for him too, because that video ended up getting 100K views.
Yeah.
So 100K people now
know that he sucks.
Know that he sucks. But he did respond. So let's read him out. He threw $2 and says, in hindsight, I absolutely was trying to be a big tough guy in public, but also coping in private. Wait, what? You just admit? Okay, this guy, by the way, was somebody that threatened to leak all of my paid members only content online and steal my private content. Moving forward, I will not be using slanderous language that defames an individual, calling quite a rapist. The moral of this is to not believe everything you see on the internet, as people lie through their teeth.
Wow, he just learned that?
Wow. I don't gain anything by responding. However, I did find the video informative and comedic. Well, use this criticism to prevent stuff like this in the future. So, fair enough, Jax Media.
You know, I will say this, though. He didn't apologize to you for your for threatening to leak your paid
That's
members
true.
content.
He only apologized to Jalen.
And then quite.
And then quite. So, next comment. Maybe.
How much you give us another $2
and we'll forgive you. If you give us another $2, we will write every sin you've ever committed off the list. You'll be free.
And say, I'm sorry, Augie, for what I said.
Yes. Then we'll forgive you. Yeah. But up until now, no.
You're still on the hit list.
Super Salty, though, who's not on a hit list, says, thank you for the birthday wishes. Also, this is late, but welcome back, Connor.
Thank you, yeah. Back in business. 1 month of content straight.
Let's fucking go. And then Cats a Flock with our biggest donation yet, $20. Says, today during the Cuties watch party on Sneako's Discord, I kept thinking about how weird all of this was. I knew I had to pause that trash and get out of there. RFC saved my life. Thank you, fellas. Stay fast.
Wow.
Shout out Cats a Flock and longtime supporter and donator of me personally. So thank you very much for the donation. Hopefully you're enjoying the content, and yeah, get out of those weird Discord calls, dude. Those Sneeko fans sure love cuties.